Hi, everyone. So I am using my home computer today and a microphone. Let's hope this works. I'm sorry if the quality isn't the best, but this is just the easiest way for me to show you guys what to do to get approved for your Mexican residency. Okay, so we are mainly going to talk about temporary residency, but I will also touch on permanent residency. And I'm going to share with you guys some tips and tricks that I learned when I got approved for mine. So there are a lot of videos on the subject. There's a lot of information out there if you search the web, but there are some things people, I guess, like maybe forget to touch on or maybe didn't encounter. So I really want to share those kind of unique things that are going to really help you guys get approved if you are wanting your residency in Mexico. So I applied for mine in April and I went through the consulate in Vancouver. My appointment, I believe, took about 21 days after I called to get it. Um, and so yes, it didn't take me too long, but from what I've been hearing, and I'm not too sure on everywhere, but some people are saying that there are certain consulates that are not taking appointments right now because they are so backed up. This mainly seems to be in the United States, though. So I think you will have a lot better luck in Canada. Also, what I want to touch on is every single consulate is different. So you really need to make sure that you look at the consulate you are applying for and see if it fits you, because certain ones have different financial requirements than others. Certain ones are actually a lot stricter, I've heard. So yes, it's something to think about. I don't know if you can go country to country. I honestly think you can apply at any consulate, even if you're like a United States citizen. I believe that you can come to Canada and apply. I could be wrong. I am not 100% on that, but I do know you don't have to go to the nearest consulate to you. You can literally choose whichever consulate you want. Typically, getting approved at the consulate is done within 1 day. So just so you know, if you are traveling and booking a hotel room, typically it should be done within a few hours. I think that there are the odd instances where it could take maybe a few days, but typically it's a 1 day thing. So just know, like if you're coming to Vancouver or something, you only have to book in a hotel for 1 day or 2 nights. So yeah, that's what my experience was, and that's what most people's experiences are. Okay, so let's get into this video. And this is my first time ever recording using this program on my computer to record. So I really hope that this is going to be okay for you guys because I really want it to be good. Okay, so first things first, you need to go to the consulate website of wherever you're going. So for me, it's Vancouver. So when you scroll down here, you can see counselor appointments, visas for foreigners. Okay, so this is what you want to click. This is where it will tell you exactly what you need to do. And this is what I really, really recommend, guys. And sorry if my eyes are all over the place. I'm not used to looking up here at the camera. It feels very unnatural to like just look up here. So don't mind me. But okay, so I really recommend calling this number. Call the actual phone number to talk to a real human to book your appointment. I tried the WhatsApp thing, no bueno. Some people have success. I didn't have success. I felt like I was going in circles with it, and no one ever got back to me regarding an appointment. But as soon as I found, somebody answered and I got my appointment. Then I got my partner, I think it was just the next day, to call, and it worked for him right away and he got an appointment. So that is the easiest way in my opinion. Okay, so once you guys have your appointment, it says here that you need to email this address or whatever address is the correct one for your consulate at the very minimum within 5 days in advance of your appointment. So you need to give them the date and hour of your appointment, full names of the applicant's phone number and relationship, type of visa under which you will, or what you're applying for, and you can only choose one. So here we go. Types of visas. So for me, I chose the temporary resident visa. You can choose the permanent, here's the catch with the permanent. You absolutely must be retired. You must be older than 60 years old. I don't believe it used to be like this, but they have made it a lot harder to get permanent residency right out the gate. So if you are looking for permanent right out the gate, make sure that you qualify for the following. So you must be older than 60. And then you must have original and a photocopy of investment receipts or bank account statements showing an average monthly balance equivalent to $411,565. Sorry, let me resume. That was so bad, wasn't it? So you must have original photocopy of investment receipts or bank account statements showing an average monthly balance equivalent to $411,565 Canadian dollars for the last 12 months. You have to show that you have had this balance of $411,565 for 12 months. That minimum balance or more. Or you have a tax-free income coming from pensions in the amount of $10,289 minimum for the past 6 months. And you must show original and photocopies of proof of this. So there are other ways to get approved. I'm not going to get into everything. If you have relations to a Mexican citizen, there are different ways. Please look into this yourself. Otherwise, this video will be like a million hours long. I just want to talk about for the general population, this is how it goes. So please understand this. If you are applying for permanent, you have got to meet these qualifications. And then here, under this section 2, it will show you exactly what you need to do. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to go temporary residency because this is the majority of people here. So this is where you find the form. So really, you guys got to make sure that you are following along. Everything you need to do is told to you here. I see so many people in different groups asking very easy to answer questions, and it even has it on the website, and I don't know why they're not paying attention. So you need to go get a passport type photo. What I did is I went to London Drugs, and you need to tell them this exact size. So you need to bring that. And what I did is I brought even a few copies to my appointment. Okay, so you need to print out the application, double-sided. Do not print it out in pages. They want it one piece of paper, double-sided. You have to properly complete it and sign it. You need a valid passport or travel and identity document, original and photocopy of the page containing the photograph and personal ID. So you need to bring a copy of your passport. Original photocopy of the migratory document. This isn't your, as if you're not doing it like the normal way, but okay. You need to bring the exact payment. If you're paying in cash, they will tell you the amount you owe. I think for me, it was around like $79 that day. Or you can pay debit card. Yeah, I don't think there was Visa. So payment of the fees for the issuance of the visa may be paid only in cash or by the Canadian debit card enabled with Interact. So if you're bringing cash, make sure you have the exact amount because I was told they do not give you change. So in Vancouver and for every consulate, they will tell you what you need. So you have 2 ways to get approved. You can do it through savings, which is called economic solvency, or you can do it through income. So you must show original and a photocopy of investment receipts or bank statements showing an average monthly balance of $102,891 for the past 12 months. You must show them that you had at least that much money in your bank every single month. Or original and photocopy of documents showing that the applicant has an employment or pension with a monthly tax-free income of $6,173 for the past 6 months. So that means after taxes, you are showing an income of $6,173 per month at minimum, and you must have proof for the last 6 months. So there are other ways. We're not getting into it because the 2 ways there is the majority of people. Okay, so now I really want to get into what is so crucial for getting approved. Okay, so I wrote down some things. These are some things, you guys, that like no one is talking about. Okay, this was very stressful. So for me, the way my savings is in a GIC. So the way my bank does a GIC is it does not show every single month the balance. So for me, I was panicking and I was really stressed out because I was thinking, oh my gosh, you guys, like I can't show every single month's balance. Like, how are they going to believe me? They're going to just dismiss me. Okay, so this is what I had to do, you guys. So I showed them for the past few years, like I showed them having that money. What I always do with a certain amount of money is I have it renew into another GIC. So I showed like the beginning of that money, how I renewed it into a GIC. And then like when it came up for renewal again, it like went back in my bank and then it renewed again. So I really showed the storyline of me having those funds. Then another thing that I did, and this is what I highly recommend, and I just recommend it to everybody, is to get a letter from your bank confirming that you have had the funds for the past 12 months. This is especially important if you cannot show month to month, like in my case. But in my opinion, it's just a nice peace of mind regardless, because it just certifies who you are. It confirms your identity with relation to your bank account and with confirming that you have that balance. Another thing is try to make sure that your full legal name is on your bank statements, the name that matches your passport. They're going to want to see the same name. Now, if you for some reason don't have your middle name or the exact name on your bank account that you do on your passport, I recommend that you ask your financial advisor, whoever's going to write your bank letter, that they confirm you are the same person. So they can write that on there that you, like Mary Ann Jane is the same as Mary Jane, or Mary Ann Jane has blah, 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 blah. Like these are her accounts and whatever. You can always ask your bank to add your full legal name onto the account. If not, but if it doesn't show in the statements, get your bank to like clarify that you are that person. Then this is what I really recommend. And I went above and beyond because I just wanted to get approved. So this is what I really recommend you do is you just go above and beyond. I also got, because for me, I didn't have my middle name on my bank account. So I went and got a notarized statement confirming my identity, confirming that my first and last name is one and the same as the same person with the full legal name on my passport. So I also had that to present to them. Okay. Here's another thing, you guys. You want to keep it as simple as you can. You have to imagine if you have all these different statements, all these different bank accounts, and you're like, oh, well, I have 10,000 there and 15,000 there and da da da, and you're trying to explain this all, this is going to feel very overwhelming to the person approving you at the consulate. So, what I have heard is they do not like to see more than two bank accounts that accumulate to that amount of money, or more than two banks. So keep it simple, you guys. If you have enough money, but your money is scattered everywhere, I really suggest you just put it into one place and wait a year and then apply. But also note that every year, the amount that they require to get approved goes up. So just know you're not going to know entirely what the next year will be. So right now it's 102,891 for Vancouver. Next year it could be 110,000. So just know that. But if you do have the extra money, but your money is a mess everywhere, it's like in some investments over here, some's over at this bank, some's over at that bank, some's in your joint account. I don't know. Clean it up and at least have it in a maximum two accounts. Okay. You cannot present a messy package. You're just going to overwhelm people. So if you have already been denied and you are showing your financial information in that sense, oh, what happened here? Sorry. If you've already been denied and that's like your situation, that's probably why you were denied. It's just not clear and it's overwhelming. So, okay. And I'm just going to reiterate, everything needs to be as simplified as possible. Now, here is another really good tip, especially if your stuff is kind of overwhelming. It's just one bank account and it's like you have every single statement to show, like boom, 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 boom. Here's the money for the last 12 months. You don't need to worry about this. But in my case, because I did have my funds in a few different accounts and in different GICs, I wrote a letter giving a really nice story of explaining my money. Like, as you can see, this month it was here and then it converted into a GIC, which expired here at this balance. Like, I made a nice story to explain my money. So it wasn't confusing. And by the way, only give them what is absolutely necessary. Do not be thinking, oh, I'll also show them this in case. I'll also show them that in case. They want the minimum. They just want the minimum, the story that shows the money. I thought I minimized mine down like so much, and she still got rid of like 6 pages. So just know, main thing, um, just try to explain your story as easy as possible, your financial story, and yeah, like basically compact it as much as possible. Get the bank letter also to explain whatever, who you are and your balance. Those are the main things. And a lot of people aren't doing those. They are just sending in a whole bunch of statements. It's messy, it's not organized, and it makes no sense. And they're going to get overwhelmed and they're going to deny you. So you need to present a package in the correct order, simplified. Okay, that is like the main thing. Now, and make sure too, you have that balance. It's not close to that balance. It's not 101,000. No, you need to have that or more. It's for every single month. It doesn't matter if, for 2 months you had less. It needs to be this much money or more. So you can't, there's no like leeway with that. Okay, so what else did I note? Okay, so going to your appointment. So yay, you have your appointment. You're going to your appointment. What to expect that day? So this is how it worked for me, and this is also how it's worked for a lot of people. So you go into your appointment in the morning. For me, I got there a little bit early. I actually got seen earlier than expected. It took about 15 minutes. I just stood at the counter. She went through my paperwork. She asked me a few questions and she told me to come back in a few hours and my visa should be approved. And that is exactly how it happened. It was actually so much easier than I anticipated. I had severe anxiety leading up to this day, thinking I was going to be denied, but everything was really good. And by the way, if you are in Canada, Vancouver is supposed to be one of the absolute best consulates. So if you come to Vancouver, I do really recommend that you go to Vancouver. Um, Okay, so yes, the entire process that day should not take more than 4 hours, just so you know, in case you are traveling, so you have a time frame. There are certain times it could take longer. I haven't actually heard of it. Everyone I've seen get approved has said within 4 hours they had their visa stamp. And then, so once you get approved for your visa, they stamp your passport and you have 6 months to convert that into the actual temporary resident card. And so you get that card in Mexico. And I'm going to make a part 2 video on how that process goes. But this is just to get the stamp on your visa. So then now you are ready to go to Mexico and do the second half, what is called your canje approval. So, and also too, you have 6 months, but it is advised you do not start the process any later than 30 days of your expiration date, meaning be in Mexico actually 5 months and like start the process. Don't wait till the last like couple days because you might be screwed. So we're gonna go into that in another video. I'll go into that very detailed. Okay, I'm gonna go through the application with you guys because there are certain things that you really need to know when you're filling out the application. This is really important. This is another thing nobody is talking about. Nobody is talking about this. Like, I remember I felt so like alone when I was doing this. I was like, what do I click? What do I put? Okay, where is the application? Sorry guys. Application forms. So I didn't do the permanent. I don't know exactly, but okay, so certain thing. Let's go through this together. So this is very standard information. Issuing country. For me, it was Canada. Okay, so type of visa. Temporary resident or permanent. Okay, marital status is all very easy stuff here. Have you been convicted of a criminal offense in Mexico? No, I don't know how much they look into that. I don't really have too much to say about that. Okay, so for me, I didn't know exactly when I was going to apply. So like travel to Mexico to get my card. So I just put like a month from the day of my appointment. And I felt like that was good because I feel like if you do it like too far, maybe they might say, oh, well, you know, you don't need to apply for this right now. We might not approve you right now. I just figured like you kind of have to make it urgent, but not like too urgent. So I did within like 30 days of my appointment. That's not, they don't check anything, but they just want to know. Like there's nothing that you have to prove or worry about that. So I entered through the state of Jalisco. I don't think it matters. But yes, I would try if you do know what state you're going to be going through, where to complete your Conhe. I would say to put that. I don't know. I don't think it matters too much if it's changed, but try to know where you're going. Now, this is important. Length of stay in Mexico. You need to say that you are going to be staying longer than 180 days. Because if you're not, you don't need this visa. So they're just going to deny you. Because you can legally stay up to 180 days without a visa in Mexico. So why do you need a visa? So you have got to choose between 180 days and 4 years. Do not choose definitive because they're going to be like, these people are breaking the law here. No, choose between 180 days. Have you visited Mexico before? Okay. What is the purpose of your visit to Mexico? I believe this is quite important as well. For me, I put to travel, learn Spanish, and what did I put? I think like learn the culture or something. Travel Mexico, learn Spanish, and for me, in my case, I put to look at real estate as well. I think you just want to see that you really have like a good reason, like you take an actual interest in the country itself, its people, and its culture. So I don't know for sure, but I kind of recommend something like that, and I believe those are the reasons you should be wanting to visit Mexico. Okay, so they told us in the email what to write here. So when you confirm your email, remember at the beginning I told you guys once you have your appointment, you need to send an email to that address letting them know about your appointment. They will come back with some instructions. And one of them was what to write here. So it was really simple for me. I wish I had my application. I don't. It was like bank statements. It was very simple. It was like 2 or 3 things. Okay, so applicant's name and signature. Yeah, I just put, I don't even think I filled this out. I think I left this empty when I went because I just didn't want to screw it up. But that's it. But make sure you guys, when you print this, and then I didn't like glue my photo or anything. I just paper clipped it right here. I didn't fill out any of this. I didn't fill out this either. I just did not want to screw anything up. So I left it to her at the office. Don't staple anything. Just, yeah. Okay. So hopefully I am answering all of your guys's questions, passport type ordinary. And if I'm forgetting something, because I probably most likely am, because I know I had a million questions, please leave me a comment. I will respond to your comment. Sorry. I also want to let you know there are amazing Facebook groups out there. So if you have questions, you need to join these groups. I believe one is called Getting Mexican Residency. And I think another one is like expats in Mexico. Let me look this up for you guys. But what I do with these groups, you can also post questions. Try to make sure they're not already answered, because I think people get annoyed that they keep seeing the same ones. So there's Mexico Relocation Guide. There's Getting Mexican Residency. This one was really helpful. So you can go to the search bar, like say this is your phone, this is that, right? Go to the search bar on the top once you're on that page up there. Search in a keyword. Like if you have a question, say like bank account statements or whatever it may be, search using that. See if somebody has already answered, because this group is extremely helpful, you guys. I think, yeah, Mexico Relocation Guide. And then there was another one. I can't remember. If I find it, I will let you guys know. I'll write it in the comment section or something. But yes. So also too, you can go onto like Reddit and look for people's answers and stuff. But definitely, like, the reason why I wanted to bring this video to you guys is this is a new video for 2025. And a lot of the information you find online is like, say, a few years old. And I just wanted to let you know, every single year they change the rules and regulations. Every single year they change the amounts required to be approved. So it's really important to have up-to-date information. And that's really why I wanted to bring this video to you guys. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. If I'm forgetting anything really essential and it pops into my head, I will probably leave it in the comment section as well. Otherwise, feel free to ask me any questions you can think of. I would love to help you. And yes, good luck. And don't be afraid to just start. Just start doing it. You can start to gather information as soon as you have your appointment. I would say you have enough time. I wasn't really sure how to do it, if I should get my financial statements first and then make the appointment, but trust me, you will have enough time. So make the appointment first and then start the whole procedure. And another thing is, I know for certain people they use online banks only. I believe what you need to do, if your case is kind of like, oh, you guys, I almost forgot one of the most important things. You need to get your statement stamped. You need to get your statement stamped. So go in, like if you're printing your online statements, go in and get them stamped. Like if you're printing month for month, go and get them actually like a certified stamp at the bank to confirm they are legitimate. That's also what I did. And I'm so sorry I forgot to mention that when I was talking about the banking stuff. So hopefully you're still here. But yes, getting your statement stamped is very important along with the bank letter. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a thumbs up if you found this helpful. I really appreciate it. And leave me a comment. Okay, I will see you in part 2.